Hi, welcome to week 5 of 6 weeks to super self-worth. This week our focus is inner peace, your inner peace, because that is the most important thing that you could actually be cultivating in yourself. This return home, this journey to the true you, which is where we started out talking about, the whole point of the super self-worth. If we're trying to build up this personality self, it will never be enough. So it's really the transition and the return and the remembrance of what you truly are that's important in this journey. And that's where we meet this unshakable self-worth, if you like, because it dissolves away. There's nothing to try and big up. There's no sense of not being enough, because we're resting back in the fullness of who we truly are, in the full brightness of our being, a part of everything and connected to everything. So this week what I want you to do is to have a real focus on whether you are at peace inside of yourself or not. Now there's a brilliant line in A Course in Miracles, one of the lessons, and it says, "If I am not at peace, then I must have chosen otherwise." It's one of my favourite lessons. And when I first read that, I thought, really? Because it really seems like things are happening outside of myself, or like people are doing things and it's impacting me and how I'm feeling. And so I wrangled around with that lesson, and all of a sudden that inner wisdom arose where it's like, yes, of course. What I am choosing to think is actually, impacting my sense of inner peace. So if say I have a disagreement with somebody and I'm in turmoil about it and I'm thinking about it and I'm churning it over, I am causing myself to be not at peace. If I surrender it up and return myself to peace, and I'm going to share an experiment that you can try that always works for me with that, then very quickly I can return myself to peace. So you can do the same. This is about you having the tools to perpetually return yourself to peace, and really that starts off as being it. Do you know what I mean? There's this perpetual practice. You're perpetually aware of it. You get taken out of your peace, you return to your peace, and then over time that peace grows and grows and grows within you. And so here's the practice. So we've talked about calling in that which is greater, and that for me the focus came through A Course in Miracles to be Jesus. And I think I might have already shared this, but I'm going to share it again anyway. When I first realised I wasn't really practicing with the course, because I was reading the material, but I wasn't actually practicing with Jesus. And so I just Googled images of Jesus, found an image that I liked, and then I began to meditate, as in hold in my mind that image. So if I wasn't using my mental faculties for something that required them in the world, I would be focusing in my mind thinking on that image, because we think in pictures. And I would ask of that image, please fill my mind with your mind, please fill me with your love, and please help me see with your eyes. And then also what I would do is say I'd had a disagreement with somebody and I felt uncomfortable about it and not at peace. I would see that image of Jesus in my mind, I would see light radiating, and then I would imagine that light. I'd imagine the person in my mind's eye, and I would wrap them in that light. I'd imagine myself in my mind's eye, and I would wrap myself in that light. So we're surrendering it up, and this is the true root of forgiveness, where we're forgiving the whole world. We're going to let go of everything which has us suffering and struggling. Now, if Jesus isn't your religion, because you already have a religion, by the way, I'm not religious. I don't call myself religious. It's just, for me, it's a wonderful thing that works, and so I use it. So if you're a Buddhist, it might be an image of Buddha. If you're a Hindu, it might be an image of Krishna, etc., etc. So if you have a religion and you have a symbol of that pure, unconditional love, then absolutely use that symbol. Don't try and use something which is going to cause conflict in your mind. And if you are not religious at all, and you might be quite anti-religious, because I was, just try it, because you never know what will happen. I mean, Jesus wasn't religious or a Christian. Jesus came with a message of love, and the same for Buddha, etc. So find an image, but it's an image that is representative of pure, unconditional love. The enlightened mind, you might think of it as. And have a go and see what happens. So this week, your whole focus is, if you're not at peace, then somewhere you've chosen otherwise. And remember, we've really been looking through this program, haven't we? We're not looking from the psyche, we're not looking from the intellect, we're looking from a deeper place. We're looking from deep, deep, deep within you and the cosmos as to what we truly are, and returning ourselves to peace. Because that's when we truly prosper, and because we're prospering in love. And remember, what we're looking at here is moving ourselves from unconsciously choosing from fear and a contracted state of mind into choosing from a whole mind, from pure consciousness, from the unconditional love that is the source of all things. So that's this week's, this is one video this week, and this is your practice for this week, to really focus on peace, not peace outside in the world, but your inner peace. So everything that knocks your inner peace, you can do the emotional processing work where you're breathing, coming in, getting present to the moment, remember, and focusing on yourself as energy. You can do the light wrapping exercise now with that symbol of pure unconditional love, that enlightened mind, and seeing that, taking the light from that, and then wrapping whatever it is that has removed you away from your peace in that. And I would love to know what kind of things happen for you, because truly this for me is where the miracles do happen, because we are returned to love, we are returned to a state of peace. So enjoy that this week. By all means share, either here on the YouTube channel or in the Facebook group, the Change Inside Facebook group. Come and join us in there if you're not in there already, because I would love to hear what happens for you, because I know myself and others that I've shared with is that certainly miraculous things happen. And you can use it for, you know, like the world's calamities and things like that. If you see things on the news that disturb you, absolutely use the light wrapping and see what happens, because it really is about your inner state. And what's really crucial here, because it's easy to draw away and think that it's not important, that the outside world is important. But what I'm sharing and pointing towards here is that actually your inner state is the most important thing. It's the one thing that you truly have some control over. I don't think we ultimately have control, because I believe it's in a surrendered state that we really find that peace. But it's the one thing we really can do something about in the world, isn't it? And it's easy to think that the problems are outside of ourselves, but actually what I'm suggesting is they're not, they are inside, and that's what this journey is all about. So enjoy that this week. I look forward to hearing your comments, and I look forward to connecting with you again next week.